Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. Today it's an absolute pleasure to be joined by the team at Print Logistic. Print Logistic are transforming the way apparel is manufactured on demand for printed production. Michal, Ross, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Fantastic to see you here. It's brilliant. Could you both give us a short introduction? Perhaps, Michal, can we start with yourselves?
Yeah, I'm the CEO and founder of Print Logistic. I'm sitting in Łódź in our factory, doing daily operation and taking care of it. Everything is fine. That production is working well, and I'm on a daily basis focused to improve, to be better and better in our on-demand production.
Busy job, definitely.
Busy job, yeah.
We want to get
And
his
Ross,
hands dirty. So I'm also one of the co-founders of Print Logistics. We started the company with Michal about 5 years ago. And at that point, I was one of the initial investors in the company. And we really kind of joined forces because we had two e-commerce platforms based in Poland. And we were really looking for let's say a sustainable resource to meet our garment production needs for these platforms. And we joined forces with Michal and as his brother. So it must be now, it's almost 5 years, I think, Michal, now.
Yeah, now it's a good timing. In 1 month, we will celebrate 5 years, exactly 5 years. So, and end of October is the date when we started the business together with Ross.
So I didn't really know anything about this particular industry and sector. I'd come from other sectors, TV sector and digital out of home, and was CEO of a listed company in Warsaw. So we kind of joined forces then, and then I started my baptism of fire of trying to understand really what this whole sector was about. And Michal and I went on a tour of ITMA and FESPA, and my eyes were opened to what was really happening in this sector. And perhaps the most interesting thing for me was the amount of waste and the sort of toxicity of the whole garment and fabric production side of the business. So that's when Michal and I really started work, and I now really focus on developing international relations with clients. We started with Michal only having 90% of our business was in Poland. Now, 4 years later, 90% of our business is outside of Poland. So we're servicing clients, from the US to all parts of Europe. So that's a brief.
That's a massive swing, isn't it, in such a short time?
Yeah.
You also must have seen, Michal, massive improvements and transformation in both the software and the technologies involved here over those 5 years. We're going to deep dive into that a little bit later, but so many shifts in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, for over 5 years, it was a lots of it. Mostly the COVID had a huge impact for the transformation of our business on-demand software. This COVID speed up everything now, and frankly, our company were not ready for COVID because we set up this business just year before. So during the COVID, we tried to learn how to manage the scale, how to scale the business.
Yeah.
So yes, it's true.
Okay. Ross, could you tell us, if you had to summarize, what was your vision for the business when you first joined?
Well, Michal and I were discussing this earlier, actually, and the vision kind of changed because initially we were just looking to have a reliable partner to support the merchandise platforms that we had in Poland. But as we started to really understand and see the opportunity that where the factory is located.
I have to interrupt. Sorry, Ross, but my vision at the beginning was a little different. You were looking for the supplier for your business, but I had in my mind this fashion on demand from early beginning that we discussed at the beginning that we would like to buy the first roll-to-roll machine for cotton. And that's why we were looking for an investor. So that was the perfect combination. So we can be the supplier and then build this fashion on demand department in our business. So yeah, from from my perspective, I was, I believed that this fashion on demand will be the future. It was 5 years ago. And now we are seeing that this business, this market transforming in that way.
Well, I became a believer, let's put it that way, in this opportunity. And I think that was the critical time for me, was to really understand what the opportunity and the potential here was. So yes, I think and I don't think that vision has really changed much. We've had to adapt the business model to enable us to reach that point. But now I think 5 years later, with all of the technology and the integration capabilities which Michal and the team have built, we now have the way to work with larger international clients and with small but disruptive brands as well, who are perhaps going to be the spearhead of this, I hope, revolution in the sector.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. They're the unicorns, acorns and oak trees, isn't it, really? They are the future, really. And they are naturally kind of digital natives and want to buy and look at on-demand production and sustainable products. Definitely. Definitely. Michael, let's start with you. Could you talk about the services offered and the range of printed products that you now supply?
Yeah, we started with small range of products and with standard DTG. The whole business when we started, because before we met with Ross, we started with small Kornit Breeze machine. It was the beginning of DTG in Poland around 8 years ago. So we started with standard T-shirt business, hoodies, and then we realized that on-demand production is the future. So we started we started developing this part of the business, and then when we met and create Print Logistic, we switched more for this roll-to-roll business. It was tough lesson for us at the beginning, and now I can say that finally we transform in the proper position, so where we are ready to go with this final fashion on demand. So to summarize the services, now it's a direct to garment, and it's all over print products. So from DTG we are now offering more than 3,000 SKUs in the stock, so all colors, all models, the most popular brands. For roll-to-roll printing, we are servicing 15 to 20 different fabric types printing per meter. This is also on demand. We are offering all over print, starting from basics like t-shirts, hoodies, moving to home decor, like bed sets, pillows, curtains, kids, also sleeping bags. So whatever we can invent and whatever our customers asking and requesting, then we are trying to invent and adopt our production to their needs. And this is the beauty of this fashion on demand approach, that our customer can come and say, yeah, I believe that this will work and I would like to get this type of the product. Our team is sitting, creating this in a month, adopting production, and we can start and we can do it in the on-demand way. So this is great. We've got also this accessories part, like mugs, phone cases, the all small sublimations. I'm named this, but the biggest opportunity and the biggest, I think, the future for us is this fashion on demand.
Really interesting. Ross, what would you like to add to that?
I would just like to add that we talk a lot about the technology and we talk a lot about the innovation on that front. But finally, also, we have to have a human capital resource. I mean, doing cut and sew, which is at the heart of fashion on demand. We're very fortunate in the location of Łódź, which was the sort of historic capital of garment and fabric production, that we have access to multiple seamstress. They were initially
skills.
Small mama and papa organizations who were doing sort of just sewing for one or two clients, and now we have this. We have a huge pool of resource which we can scale the business with. So this resource of qualified, experienced seamstresses is really, critical in terms of this business development. And as I said, we are very fortunate that where we're located we have a huge supply. In fact, I would love to think that at some point we'll probably have a sewing academy, because we can bring on
Yeah.
new people
Yeah.
into the business.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna say as well, you know, that area as well is renowned for high quality seamstresses as well. Really high quality, you know, multitasking seamstresses that
Yes,
can, you know, they
that's
can do, you know,
the biggest
French
challenge.
seams, t-shirts, whatever you need.
Yeah, that was the biggest challenge at the beginning, I think, with normal production for the standard manufacturing of the garments was way different in a way how they are producing this. You know, it was mostly a couple of hundreds or thousands in one
Yeah.
line, so it was
Yeah.
easy because the seamstress was trained to one product, one particular
Yes.
product, like t-shirts. They are just stitching t-shirts, and in our factory, the biggest challenge was to teach seamstresses to switch quickly between the products from simple t-shirts
Yeah.
to sleeping bag and to bed set. So and also we have to adopt our machines because
Yeah.
it's also not easy.
Yeah.
If we are offering on demand, we have to offer this in 3 days.
Yeah.
And we have to switch the threads. We have to change the setup of the sewing machines. So that was the biggest challenge at the beginning, to train seamstresses and explain that this is a completely different approach from others around. Because as Ross mentioned, we are located in the historic capital of textiles, and we've got lots of companies around. So everyone who came to our company and work with us was prepared for the standard production. So this is the biggest difference and challenge.
It's amazing. If I understand it correctly, though, any independent designer, new fashion designer, or a brand can come to you and literally choose whichever volume they need on demand. So could it be one or two? I guess that moves into our conversation on e-commerce later. It could be a very small order or a large order.
Yeah, I think that if this maybe not a fashion designer, because every fashion designer would like to prepare something which is unique completely. So we have to get the patterns, create the 3D models, and then adopt the production. But if it's the brand owner who would like to start a business with their personalized products, they can choose from our wide catalog of the products and start designing using our 3D tools.
Great.
So this is quite easy, and in a couple of minutes they can start creating, and then we have to just agree the business terms and move forward. It's a week, and they are ready to go with the brand. So, but with the fashion designers, it's a different story. But the same, if we agree with fashion designer that we will create the line together, and we create the renders for 3D and adopt the workflow, which is not so complicated now for us. It's easy to go. So we can also offer this on-demand production for fashion designers in the future.
But this is also developing all the time, because we're just about to release a pattern uploader, where effectively we can take a designer's pattern and then design and then upload it into as a digital file. So once we have the digital file, then that fits into the rest of the workflow. So this will be very innovative, enabling designers to actually.
I think that will be a completely game changer for this on-demand production.
Can I just rewind? Can I just rewind you there a little bit, Ross? When you talk about pattern, you mean actually the blocks for the garment, the shape of the garment itself, not the actual printed pattern.
Yes,
that's to clarify. Those two words get mixed up all of the time.
Yeah, so Ross mentioned pattern is a cut of the a shape of the product, like front, back, sleeves, ribs. So we are talking about the patterns because it's misunderstanding could be like a pattern is a design and also the pattern for the product. So
pioneering a whole new landscape here, aren't you, Ross?
Well, not just me.
No, obviously not single-handedly. As we know, it takes a team.
But this is really where we're listening to our clients, and every time that we come into contact with them, we have to adjust because we can just say, "Oh, this is what we've got to offer," but we wouldn't go very far if we did that. So, what we're always
Yeah.
doing is listening to what they need, and we're understanding that if we provide, for example, this pattern uploader, then it opens up a whole new seam for us in terms of potential clients, and it
Yeah.
offers existing clients a new and additional service. So it's really about developing with clients, not separated from them on the sort of ideas front. There's so many concepts in the market, but our kind of saying at the moment is seeing is believing, because when you can actually come to the factory and you can see, from a digital template right the way through to a finished and dispatched good within 72 hours, then people get it. Now that then they understand, but it's kind of educating them that that's possible.
Yeah.
We can do it, and we can scale as well.
You can sit in our conference room, create the product in 45 minutes. You can get this done.
Yeah.
Amazing. I remember way back when just being able to print a fabric, of 2 meters an hour, whatever it was revolutionary. And we just think how quickly everything has speeded up, and accelerating, as Ross said, at an incredible pace right now, as regards to particularly, options for print and print speeds, but also the technicalities of 3D design, customization, and rendering are changing so fast.
Yeah, for this business, I think that even more important is to have very good software for managing the whole production and workflow is than machine.
Yeah.
Everyone can set up the machine and start printing rolls. It's quite easy, I can say. But at the end of the day, managing the whole production when you received thousands of different orders, different shapes, with customized designs, and then doing this in 3 days, this is a challenge. And without proper software, workflow, nesting, this is the compensation of the fabric. It's a lot of small issues behind, and we have to include this in the whole workflow solution. So that's why we decided to build completely from scratch this 3D designer and workflow tool for our company. This year we also finished the whole tracking solution for the production. So each stage we can know where the product is on the production. So each stage we can monitor, we can track, so we can easily back to the product if we've got any issue with each even piece of the product. We can back to the beginning of the queue and restart the production quickly. So because this is very important to not build the tails in the production in on-demand. That's the biggest challenge, that we are producing this in 24, 72 hours. But if something is going wrong, then it's, sitting in the production for days. But with the tracking solution, you can easily back to the beginning and automatically push to the production. So I think that the software is extremely important for managing well. And this is our USP, I believe. Print Logistic built this from scratch completely and focused on that. And frankly, because we didn't find this on ITMA trade fairs 5 years ago in Barcelona, we tried to find the proper solution. We didn't find this, and that's why we decided to build this on our own.
The important message there, though, as well, Michael, isn't it? Goes back to Ross's point of staying really close to your customers. You are working in partnership, in tandem with your customers, and answering, all of the pain points that the industry has, along with huge kind of seismic changes and shifts in buying behaviours, both from the consumer moving through to the buyer within the retail and the independents, and of course at the other end of that, managing to produce, as you say, environmentally and efficiently on-demand production. So at any particular point in time where every single piece of that garment or that order is and exactly where it's up to. Takes some choreography in production. It really does, Michael. So congratulations. And you're absolutely right. Developing your own inline systems would have been the only way to go 4 years ago.
And back to this environmental impact or sustainability approach, this is the perfect solution for that. We are using each thread of our fabrics. So we are completely zero waste. Even waste from the fabrics which we've cut after the cutting, we are using to create the filling for our pillows.
Fantastic.
So we are not wasting any thread.
Amazing, amazing. Could you explain the technologies that are utilised across the production workflow, Michael, without giving anything away, obviously? So you're seamless pretty much from the point of commerce all the way through, tracking everything.
Yeah, the hardware mostly we started building the company with Kornit Technologies, also the pioneer of the on-demand business.
Yeah.
And we started with their machines and still developing the fleet with Kornit. Last time we also upgraded our fleet from HD technology to Max technology, and at the roll-to-roll side from Presto S to Presto S Max.
Yeah.
Because we believe that with this Max technology, we can offer a wider range of the products with this printing on the dark fabrics. This is for us very important. So
just to recap there, that means that you can print white onto any coloured or dyed cloth.
Yes.
And then you can either use it as the white or you can print on top of it. You can layer, really.
Yes,
Great.
exactly. And this is the part where when we are listening our customers, they're asking for this type of the service. Always in the pigment printing was the issue with hand fill for the dark fabrics.
Yeah.
And now with this solution, we can offer them also really nice black t-shirts with colorful all over printed designs. So I believe that this is also the next game changer, the next puzzle for our production. So from early beginning, Kornit, this is the technology which we are using in our facility. But of course, the software, this is the key, and we are building. It's not also the back office solution, but also this year we'll implement it final dashboard for our customers, API connections. So it's quite easy to connect with our factory. We can easily map our all products to the biggest platforms, the biggest POD platforms in the market, and also our customers can easily log into the dashboard and check the status. They can edit, cancel, whatever they want to do with the order. They can go into our production, so they can feel the floor of our production, and they can even see the status with this particular product now is in the cutting stage, or this is now
amazing.
Stage. So this is also we would like to offer our customers this deep dive into our production flow, so they are aware what is going on.
That interactivity, that engagement with the customer, that's just, fantastic customer services. And that's exactly what your stakeholders demand now, isn't it? Ross, what would you say the key benefits are of on-demand production for the consumer and for the retailer?
Well, I think for both of them, that's not such an easy question, to be honest with you. I think from the consumer's perspective, there is a changing appetite and attitude towards wanting sustainably produced garments and products. And I think, but what they don't realize at this point in time is that that comes at a price, and financially, because there's an element there that everybody wants to be, let's say, green. They would like to have their garments bespokely produced, if that's correct way of wording it, but they also want to pay the least amount of money for them, and there's a balance to be found between how much they will actually pay for this, and that's when it comes down to the retailer, because finally lower price points can only be really achieved through volume, and that requires a commitment from a retailer or from a brand to manufacture it in this way. So it's kind of like educating the consumer and educating the retailer at the same time. And this has been, let's say, one of our biggest challenges, is to demonstrate that actually this is not only just sustainably produced, but also makes economic sense or commercial sense as well. So, and we talk about the kind of seismic changes which are happening within the industry. However, they are they are slow. I
Yeah.
kind of think about the whole sector as a large tanker plowing across the ocean, and in order to actually make a change, it takes a long time.
It
That
does.
is, over the last 5 years, we've seen some change, but it's still, when the change is coming still from disruptive brands and disruptive clients,
Yeah.
who are looking to scale, but not yet scaling. And still the bigger brands, the Next to the H&Ms, they do talk a lot about, being offering sustainably produced garments. But the reality is that, they need to have massive scale
Mm-hmm.
in order to do that. And it takes a bit of a leap of faith. And we hope that will happen, that they will actually start working with an organization or a company like us to enable that scale to be developed. And so that's the real challenge. It's to make this.
I agree with you. Yeah, smart manufacturing is the way forward, but steering that juggernaut round takes a lot. It's a big curve, isn't it? Really, but we don't have time to take that curve. So as you say, when that happens in any market, you get the disruptors, and as you said, that's the entrepreneurs who are investing in digital fashion and starting new brands. So I think it's undoubted that you are seeing it in some of the larger brands, but not on the scale that's needed. But then there's also that issue, isn't there, of you have to have the supply chain in place in order to work with that flexibility and build great trust in your suppliers too, so that you can switch that tap on and off as you need it. So there has to be a cooperation, doesn't there, Mike, working with suppliers, and they want to block out large portions of production. So I think the whole business model is changing massively, isn't it, for the future? And you're absolutely primed there to provide that service that they need.
Yes, and in general, the whole market changed very quickly, and I think that these big retail brands finally notice that they have to adopt their production needs, and they have to switch to somehow into this on-demand model.
Yeah.
For them, it's a challenge because the big organization change for on-demand from the standard production is a big change. Is a lots of hassle adopting software and as Ross mentioned, as well pricing. But it's a must, I believe. They have to do this, especially in these times when we are seeing problems with deliveries, with supply chains, increasing pricing, inflation, the Far East problem with productions near their headquarters is a must. But it's the case how to do this in a smart way and reasonable price for the end consumer. This is the biggest challenge, I believe.
It's a learning curve for everybody involved, isn't it? Really, a lot of people need to, they need to find and actively source the right partners for their businesses. And you're working with an industry that hasn't changed for years.
It is happening, but it's the pace of change. It needs to be kind of speeded up. I mean, not just from our perspective, because we would like to be working with bigger clients, but just generally in the fact that, if we're going to achieve these goals with the sustainably produced garments of the future, we have to move more rapidly.
I agree with you. And from our side, we can see all of that technology, but I also become incredibly impatient because it's there. Smart hubs like yourselves, that they are there, they can be utilized, they can be used. But the industry has to be the sourcing industries have to be much more aggressive about taking and onboarding knowledge and switching their existing business models to the total cost of ownership. Pretty much every fashion business out there has got 40% of the cost stuck in the margins to prepare for getting rid of it. I mean, that makes no sense at all, does it? There's so many so many issues there. But Michael and Ross, how then does a designer brand make their first step into smart manufacturing? How would a customer start working with you guys?
Oh, first they have to just contact us.
course.
and then organize the intro call, and we just need to hear the needs. So it's quite easy, I can say. Of course, each customers need a different approach, especially if it's the fashion designer. Then, as I mentioned previously, we need to prepare the whole line and
Yeah.
take more time. But if it's the brand, we can offer our 3D tools. We developed this with Guy Alroyd from Early Vision, and we can together sit and install this pop-up window with 3D customizer in our customer site or platform, and they can easily start selling our products through this customizer, or we can easily connect through our API to our production. So to start is just contact with us, and we can easily go through the process. I think it's quite easy and user friendly for our customer.
Michael, if I understand your customizer correctly, then it can reside on your customer's computer to use as a design tool, but it also resides within their websites as well, so that their customers can also use it. Is that correct?
Yes, in general, we, as a Print Logistic, we are not offering services to end consumers. So you cannot go to our website and start designing this and just order one piece. We are working mostly business to business. So we are offering our customizer as a pop-up window through API. We can install it in our customers' websites. So if you've got the shop and you would like to start selling customized all over printed products, or you would like to enable your customers, your end consumers, customize your products, you just install our plugin, and this is it. And you are just start selling this product to the market. Or you can use this in a back office, like you can just create the products using our customizer and upload this to your shop and start selling your customized, your personalized, all over printed products, or of course DTG, standard on-demand products, but not enabling final consumer to customize that. Why we are using this customizer? This is because we, as I explained previously, when you design this in the customizer, we it's going automatically to the production, so we can from the next day start production. So it's easy process.
And just to be clear as well, you're doing dropship and white label with that as well. You're shipping directly to their customers, but totally with their own branding.
Yes, we are doing the full end-to-end service. So we are receiving the order, we are preparing this for the production, printing, cutting, stitching, quality control, packaging. We can also discuss with the customer type of the packaging, if have to be personalized with the stickers on top, or their own personalized polymailers, or sustainable envelopes, or we can discuss with the customers. We are open and flexible for that. And at the end, we are offer also this shipping services. So we stick the label, and it's sending to the end consumer. So our brand, platform, retail, they are not taking care of that part. They just need to provide orders for this, and we are taking care for the rest.
There's a huge saving in that, isn't there, for them?
Extremely saving. They can sell virtually thousands of million products or designs, but produce only a couple of them.
Exactly. Because you're taking on all the manufacturing costs, and all of that's involved. All of that's in the price point, which kind of comes back to that total cost of ownership question from before us, doesn't it? When you talk about pricing, it's kind of like, well, hang on, you're getting a completely different service here with an end-to-end solution.
And that's when people start doing the numbers, the calculations, it becomes obvious that this is the way forward. I mean, even as Michal explained, many of our clients are simply doing this from they have no stock, they have no issues with regards to that. All of that is managed by us, and our stock is on demand as well. We can get fabrics within 3 or 4 days. We can get garments within blank garments within 2 to 3 days, and so there's no stock requirement anywhere through the whole process. And the more that generates cost savings, these then can be passed on through the value chain.
Incredible, guys! Congratulations. Just before we finish, Michael, Russ, what would your vision be for the years ahead? What's next for Print Logistic?
In the short term, we would like to implement as much as we can of innovative hardware and solutions from the market. So first point in the short term, and we are in the process, is installing the colorless system for on-demand embroidery. We would like to adopt embroidery on demand to the market, to this mass on-demand production. And this is happening now, and we believe that we will launch this service next month. So short term, this is the topic, and month by month we are looking for new solutions and inventions for this on-demand production. My long-term vision is to be the first choice for the brands, for retailers, for on-demand production. We would like to evangelize the market about this on-demand approach and be focused on this on-demand manufacturing. We believe that DTG is fine and we can offer just printing on demand, but on-demand manufacturing, this is the future for whole markets, not only the fashion market, garment market, but for each market that will transform. So Print Logistic, we would like to be the first choice for everyone who is thinking about on-demand.
This is impressive, Michael. Ross, what would you like to add?
Only that I think nothing. I mean, but what we really need to do is to be able to scale this business in the foreseeable future. We have the tools, we have the technology, we have the resources available. What we need to be able to do is to work with clients who believe and want to scale this. So if in a perfect world, if we can find one or two partners in the next 18 months to really invest in this as a future, this would be ideal. And then we can think about different locations for another Print Logistics hub. We can talk about sewing academies. We can develop the infrastructure that supports that bigger growth pattern.
Yeah. Fantastic. You're the most wonderful example of smart production. Really fantastic. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll make sure that all of your contact details, etc., are in the show notes. And look forward to watching your trajectory.
Fantastic.
Really, over the years ahead. Definitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.